Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Rich with Akai Professional, and here we're going to take a closer look at the SynthStation application for iPad. We're going to do a little bit of sequencing and some editing as well. So far we've got our hardware set up, we have our iPad into the dock here, and if you missed that portion you can go back and check out our other videos and that'll touch on that and how to get set up. When you're all set up here, we fired up the SynthStation application we downloaded from the market, and now we're ready to get started making some music. So let's go ahead and select our performance page, and here we are. The cool thing about this page is you can control any aspect of the application right from this page. It's a full performance mode. So you have controls over your drums in this section, you have your polyphonic synthesizer here, and you also have two monophonic synthesizer sections here with a lot of different controls. We'll touch on those a little bit later. First, let's play with our drums. Let's lay down some drums here. So here we can press the iPad and trigger our drum sounds, but the great part about the SynthStation49 is we can use the hardware to trigger those exact same pads. Great. Now in here there's 51 different drum kits. We can go through and take a listen to some of the sounds. Lots of different things in there to play with. There's 51 different presets, but the cool thing about these presets is you actually have two sets of drums in every preset. Here you can see we got kick and snare, and on the side of that we have another kick and snare. It's great for variations, verse, chorus, verse, something like that. Lots of different things you can do with that. So let's go ahead and select this kit here. Now that we got that selected, we're going to go up top and we're going to put in a BPM that we think would be usable. And don't worry about setting the BPM beforehand. You can set it, and then later on if you decide it's too fast or too slow, you can make adjustments at any point in the project. We have our metronome on and the volume up, and now we're just going to hit record and play, and you'll hear our metronome to start playing back right here. There's our metronome, and let's lay down some drums. Now we got one bar there that's going to loop automatically for us, and it's also going to quantize that beat automatically. Okay, now the great part about this application is you can do overdubs on the fly. If I wanted to go ahead and record something else in performance mode, I could easily select the appropriate button on the hardware. You can see we have a drum button right here on the SynthStation that will enable our drum section here in the performance view. We also have a polysynth, monosynth, and monosynth 2 buttons, and whichever one's selected you'll see it will light up appropriately here in the application. So we're going to make sure polysynth is selected, and now you can see our polysynth area is lit up. We're going to arm our transport to record, hit play, you'll hear the metronome and the drums come in. Let's put some synth. Great. We'll hit stop, and now we're pretty good. So now if you take a listen back, let's turn our metronome off, hit play. You can hear we got our little bass line going, our drums going, sequence, all right from this performance view. Let's go further and maybe add some other instruments in as well. So what I need to do is just select the instrument I want to record. In this case, let's do mono synthesizer. We'll play the keyboard and find a note that we like. Now this sounds a little bit too high for me, so I can use these octave buttons right on the SynthStation49, and we'll go down an octave here. Sounds pretty cool. All right, so we got our record button here. We'll hit that right on our transport controls. Let's hit play and make sure our metronome is on. Get our pattern playing back. Let's add this in here. Cool. So we got monosynth, we have polyphonic synth, and we have drums. Only thing is, at this point, maybe I wanted to add some hi-hats in there. How would I go back? Would I have to re-record all that stuff? Absolutely not. All you do is you do an overdub. Really simple to do. Just press the corresponding button to the instrument you want to add to, as in drum, and then I'm going to play some hi-hats over it. That's simple. So now I have drums, polysynth, and monophonic synthesizer ready to go. And this is all set under sequence 1. So at this point, if I wanted to make the next part of it, maybe I wanted to have a verse or a chorus, I could hit next, go to the next sequence, and continue recording from there. Also, if I wanted to make short work of what I'm doing, I can go and select my sequence, press the little arrow there, and then I can copy and paste it on the next one over. So now I can hit paste. And that same exact sequence I just recorded will be there waiting for me, ready to go. And that's a quick way to kind of skip ahead, get your stuff copied and pasted, and then you can go back and make individual edits or overdubs from there. Great, let's go in a little bit more into the drum edit window, and I'll show you guys what you can do inside of here. Cool, so we're in our drum edit window, and from here, we have our pads. You can slide through a bunch of different drum sounds in here. And I can also change the pitch of these individually just by selecting my pad's pitch volume here. Pretty cool. And when I get those where I want them, I can move down and change some of these volume sliders, change my panning a little bit, make it a little bit more stereo fidelity here, a little bit better stereo. All right, let's move over to grid edit. This is really a neat little area. This is great because you can actually edit your synthesizer pattern and your drum pattern right in here. So let's go ahead and add in some drums. You can hear, these are our drums here. And I'm going to drop in some kick drum notes, like that. And we'll add in some snare drum notes. And we'll hit play. And you see we got a little pattern going in there, which is neat. Now I can also select how many measures this sequence will be. So in here I can select from 1 measure, 2 measures, 4, or 8. And I can select through those different sequences using our previous and next buttons. Furthermore, even while I'm recording here, I can edit that stuff. I can go in and change this up and just continue to add more stuff in there. So you're not really limited by the way it works. You can actually edit, remove notes, add notes on the fly as you want to. Now when you tap a note in there and you want to drag that out, just press down and drag that note out, and now that note's going to continue for as long as you want. And you can use the preview area here on the left-hand side to give you a visual representation of which notes you're putting in.